Check. Yeah. 10 minutes. Chill. LL. 3 minutes. 3 minutes until the show starts. Hello, Mal. Yes. Preach. Bridget, what's up? 3 minutes. Maybe I should freestyle a little bit of spit, saliva flying out of my life. MacGyver, I am the guy that blivers diver like the guy Godiva. That's chocolate, right? I don't remember. Sorry. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a hot one today, figuratively and literally. Calientes. Oh, this is a nice song to end the songs before the show starts. Hope everybody's doing good out there on this Sunday. Yo. Yeah. Everybody wanna die. Let me turn down the beat just a little bit. I think it may be a little bit too loud. Ooh, I'm already sweating. Oh boy. Ooh. Yo. I wanna be the one, see the one. Everybody wanna be the Stevenson. But I will set and I will rise and I will surprise everybody with them thunder thighs. Nah, my bad, I'm a skinny bit. I just wanna make sure I get all the hits out there on the steams of breams. Everybody wanna seems like I be like cream, like get that money. Everybody's funny. They wanna make cracks and jokes on tweets. I just wanna be like skeet all over your face. Cause I don't care, man, all over the place. I be like Mace, I be like Brass Knuckles. I be like, yo, let's go, bare knuckle. Okay, I said knuckle twice, but that's okay, cause I'ma come back and I'ma be like guy, and I will be never whack. That was kinda dumb. I'ma just go, I'ma just flow, I'ma just do my thing. Maybe I could write a song to this one day, and it will be like boom bam blang. And I'll be getting all the money, and maybe I'll be like, yo, I'ma get a big old mansion on the beach, and I'ma just like, I'ma no reach. It's just out of reach. Maybe I could look at sunrises and sunsets, and I could be like I'm set, and I'ma get all of the money, and I'ma be like bet, and I don't have to worry or stress about it yet. Still, and then I gotta heal the earth. But now, how can I do that without showing the worth of the birth of the mentally skilled? I don't care. I'ma just ill. My verbs and my nouns be profound and stuff, but I don't care, cause I am not rough enough. I'm not tall enough, according to these guys, but Spud Webb is showed it to me, so I'ma be like, yo, I don't care. I'ma be like, yeah, and I'ma blow up the spot. Even JVB can't even see me, cause he's yeah, I ain't gonna get into that right now. But anyway, welcome. Hello to the, that's not the right. Nope, that's not the right one. Why's that camera? Whoop, hold up. I got some issues here. Hold up. How you guys doing? It's the R9cast with the wrong scenes and stuff. Oh, there we go. I gotta fix some stuff. But anyway, it's the R9cast, the official Blood Edition Kung Kong Chris show, super dope show for ElectronBandit.com. Yeah, I might actually change the name of the show, because Electron Bandit should be the name of the show, right? I know what I did? This is how dumb I am. My AC broke, so it's not on. Because if it would be on, it would just blow hot air around, kind of sorta. So I got my window cracked, right? So I hooked up. Let me show you. Let me show you what I did. I hooked up, if I can do it. I hooked up a little bitty fan, a little computer fan. You see it right there? And I wired it. You know, dangerously wired. Dangerously wired. There's the music. Dangerously wired to my computer. Because my computer is an open case, so I'm like, yeah, whatever, yo. So yeah, that's what happened. In order to stay semi-cool, not really, I'm sweating. That's okay. It's good to sweat. It's part of the human condition. It's part of how the body works. You know, that's what it is. Actually, this other camera is for when I do models and stuff, which is being soon. I still got to do that snow speeder. I never did the snow speeder. Anyway, if you guys want to be part of the show, it's you could do YouTubies. I'm on YouTubies. Electron Bandit on YouTube. Search it, 2 words, Electron space Bandit. That's the channel. Like and subscribe. Honestly, just subscribe. You don't even have to watch. I need more subs. I got like 2 subs. I got like 12 subs. I don't know how many subs I got. That's how many I got. I don't even remember. I don't remember how many subs I got. Does it matter? Nah, really. I mean, not exactly really. Also, I'm on Twitch. R9cast on Twitch. I might change. Actually, on my Twitter handle, I was going to change that, but I forgot to do that. But it doesn't matter. So, I just tweeted at JVB because he was talking. He's a pony now. He used to be a bot. Now he's a pony. He still loves Halo, I guess. I don't know. I don't hate him, of course. He's just he's a New Yorker. He's got his things. He's he could like Sony all he wants. I have my reasons why I don't necessarily like Sony, but Sony ergo goes down the line, blah blah blah. PlayStation, but whatever. Bridget says Dangerously Wired sounds like a song. LOL. Nah. Know what that Dangerously Wired is? Somebody trying too hard to make their song sound cool. That's what that is. That's like, yo man, I'm so dangerous. I'm dangerously wired. That's what it sounded like to me. But nah, I'm not. That's not a. No, that's Dangerously Wired. No, I wouldn't. That's not enough of an oxymoron to make it. It doesn't make sense in its oxymoronicity. Not a word. Doesn't matter. Anyway, we definitely gonna talk about the state of play, the state of no way, the state of oh yay, the state of oy vey. How do you spell oy vey? I like that. That's better. How do you spell oy vey? Let's see if Bixby knows. Bixby, you're my friend. Hey, Bixby. How do you spell oy vey? Oh, there you go. O. What? Okay, it was OYVAE. I believe that's what it was. But now they got... Okay. Hey, Bixby. Oy vey.
I didn't understand that.
Bixby's dumb. Oy vey. VAVEY? Is that what it is? Oy vey! Exclamation indicating dismay or grief. So yeah, oy vey. Yes, state of oy vey is better. Okay, let me tweet that real quick. Bridget hates when I do the because my dad does that for some reason. Oi. Gosh darn it, I just saw it and is it VEY or Vey? Oh, I gotta go back now. Let's see. Yeah, that's what it was. I think that's what it was. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. More like state of oy vey. There you go. Okay. There you go. Anyway. Bixby, she doesn't understand you either. She doesn't understand any language besides American. Obviously, come on, son. I mean, even though it's like Samsung, it's just it's it's racist. Bixby's racist against the Jewish people. So f you, Bixby. I hope you're listening, you son of a bitch. Even though she's a woman, on my phone. which makes her a transgender man? Wait, okay. If you're a transgender man, that means you were a woman and now you're a man, right? So I said that right? No. Yes. Maybe. I don't know. You just started doing that weird laugh, snark, hee, doing, oops. Oh, that's fine. Yeah. So, we're definitely going to go through the state of play. The state of oy vey, as I should say. I should have named the show State of Oy Vey. What did I put it? State of No Way? Let me change that. I'm going to change that right now. Where's my thing? Where's my thing? Here it is. I'm going to change it right now. State of... Where are the titles? Where's the titles? Update title. Boom. State of... Oops. Oy vey. Boom. Update all. Dang. There you go, baby. Boom. All right. Back to the stuff. So, Sony had their state of oy vey. What was it? A couple of days ago. I don't even remember. I caught it. When did I catch it? I catched it just before Abe's Odyssey World. I got nothing against Laura Lanning. That's his name, right? I got nothing against him. But he need to give up Abe. Abe needs to go. I ain't got nothing against Abe. I ain't got nothing against Lauren. I'm just saying that Abe's Odyssey gameplay is a couple generations past due. It's like you take that, you took out that little book from the library when you were in 7th grade, and now you 42, and you're looking at it like, oops. That's what that game is. They try to make it look good with like graphics and stuff. I'm like, look, you could put beautiful graphics on Pac-Man. That don't make it any different from Pac-Man. It's still Pac-Man. You could put the best graphics on Donkey Kong. Still Donkey Kong. That's why that Dark Souls that they did. Was it Dark Souls or Demon Souls? Demon Souls. The Demon Souls remake wasn't a remake. It was a remaster. Now they're calling it a remake. Why? I don't know why. Because they have the same code base as the original game, which means it's not a remake. Remake denotes that you actually remake the game, not just the graphics. We're not talking about just the graphics. We're talking about the whole game, which includes what? The code. If the code is the same, not a remake. People don't understand that. The ponies don't understand the nuances of programs and sins. I'm not a programmer. I know a few. And I would defer to them, but if I ask them a question, hey, is this a remake or a remaster? They'd be like, yeah, they didn't change the code? That's not a remake. What's wrong with you? I'm like, hey, I know, I just asking for a friend. Anyway, so I didn't mean to go on that tangent. That's just a quick little. So, state of play, state of oy vey. State of nowhere. They still didn't. It didn't change on YouTube, but that's okay. Actually, I wanted to talk about something else before we go into the state of oy vey because it's only half an hour, so it's like, I was watching the Next Gen 720, and he has a show, and he has everybody talking, and it sounds like a train crashing into a group full of nuns carrying kittens. That's what his show sounds like. Now, I'm not trying to paint a grim picture, but audio, I'm not an audiophile, but I recognize beautiful audio, right? I'm not like, oh, this ain't freaking 48-bit super DTS freaking 30 sound. This ain't no. It's like, if it sounds good, it's good. If it sounds garbage, but it's supposed to sound like garbage, like lo-fi hip-hop. I'm like, that sounds good because that's what that's what they're going for, right? But when your show was like, you're too loud, we can't hear you, everything sounds like hot garbage, and then he go to read something on the screen, and he goes over here, he's like, I can't say, I'm like, yo, get some glasses or move your microphone because we can't hear what you're saying, son. Or put a compressor on that bad boy, something. He definitely needs to put a compressor on it, and he definitely needs to stop screaming on it. I understand he's playing a character, but could be better. Not the character, but it's just like you having technical difficulties that you can fix. But it's like, it's hard to listen to. It's not even the content. That's all. That's another thing that's like, he's like, why doesn't Xbox like me? I'm like, well, I mean, they can't get behind someone who is spouting these words. You notice that all the people that are on the shows, like, oh, all these, Xbox channels, they don't say certain things. It's just part of the game. You can't, look, if you want to be president, you can't be throwing N-bombs and N-F-bombs or FN-bombs, excuse me. You can't be throwing all that stuff around, You can't do it. Can't be calling people raccoons and stuff. That's not good. It's not a good look. That's just the reality. So, the lane that you're in, next gen, Z, is good because ain't nobody really doing it like you. I mean, some are trying, but you got that on lock, so I'll give you that. But don't expect Microsoft to be like, oh, he's cool, we're gonna hire him and put it. Nah, son, you know this, and if you don't know, you should know. You grown ass man, you should know. If you want to be teaching kindergarten, certain words you can't be saying. If you want to be at the top CEO spot, certain things you can't say in public. On the airwaves, on the internet way, you can't say stuff. You can say, oh, freedom of speech, but you and Gina, y'all gonna be in the same bus, chilling, getting escorted off the Disney lot. Because, freedom of speech only gets you so far. When your boss is like, yeah, freedom of get the hell off of the lot, that's where you going, buddy. Just saying. That's hey, I didn't make the rules. Cause I just couldn't be bothered to make the rules. I was like, yeah, you make the rules. I didn't make the rules. I'm just saying that's how Anyway. State of decay. The state of Oive. It should have been the state of decay. The decay of the quality of the PlayStation games. Now we're playing all these colorful. I put a tweet up. I said all these rainbow colored games, and I guess somebody took that the wrong way. Like I'm trying to be like homophobic or something. I'm like, look, if I wanted to be homophobic, I'd have said, the gay pride flag or something. I would have been specific. But rainbow colored is a descriptor. If you take it that way, then that's the world you live in. Whatever. But, that's all good. I don't get upset about people getting upset. That doesn't make sense to get upset about people getting upset. If you're empathetic, super empathetic, sure. But somebody, he said, grow the F up, I think he said something. I was like, okay. And I tweeted it back. I was like, it's not that serious. So I'm like, yo, man, come on, so relax. First of all, I wasn't talking to you, so I don't know how you get into the conversation. I was talking to Kratos, okay? This is for Kratos. Kratos knows what's up, all right? So you stay home, daddy. You stay over there. Take care of your babies. Man, you ain't in this conversation. I don't know how you got in this conversation, but it's zip zoop zap. Bye. Nobody asked you for your opinion. Just saying. Nobody was talking to you, yo. Anyway, I'm sweating my balls off. My balls. I'm sweating my balls off. My balls. So here is the... Great. Now we got freaking whatchamacallit. That's not supposed to be on. What's that noise? Is that my? Oh, know what that is? That's the outside AC from our neighbor. Great. Well, whatever. Let me see if this actually plays the audio. It should. Oh wait, I gotta press. No. There it is. I'm gonna shrink this.
But there's lots of awesome updates and additions coming to the Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time experience on PlayStation 5. Hey everyone, I'm Lou Stutter, creative producer at Toys for Bob. I'm here to give you the future rundown of Bandicoot 4 on PS5. That includes 4K at 60 frames per second, adaptive triggers, 3D audio, and more.
Let's make this fun.
Picking up where Crash Bandicoot Warp left off, in Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time, we find the evil masterminds Neocortex and Dr. Entropy escaping a once thought inescapable interdimensional prison, leaving giant holes in them.
Alright, okay, this is the first game. Crash Bandicoot 4, 59, whatever. Doesn't matter. Who cares about Crash Bandicoot right now? Nobody. This is Activision trying to get paid. I would say that it does look good, but I don't think too many people care. I don't think. Yeah.
There's little time to wait on loading screens. The DualSense wireless controllers bring adaptive triggers to your fingertips, so you can feel the blast.
I never knew the
Or feel the grip when you grapple a ton of
the appeal to this game.
tight when you feel the boost of Crash's jetboard and really feel the suck.
And the thing is, it's like, it looks good, right? But like the gameplay is the same, pretty much, right?
Bandicoot universe,
I'm like, yeah. It's the same problem with Abe's Odyssey.
enhanced 3D audio. Achieving the infamous 106% completion is the sign of a true Bandicoot master. Should our genetically mutated marsupial lose his way, leverage PlayStation 5 activity cards to track your progress.
Nobody's talking about them activity cards. Nobody's talking about them. Only time I hear about those cards is when Sony talks about them. I'm like, oh yeah,
PlayStation 4
they're activity cards. Who cares? Nobody cares.
thing. If
Who
you
cares?
own the PS4 version of the game,
Nobody cares.
available.
So they're talking about an upgraded PS4 game, cross-play game.
No better time to experience
This is the state of play.
It's About Time.
This is the state of oy vey. State of oy vey, baby.
Welcome back, Crash.
Nope.
Gang's all here.
Nope.
This new edition of
Nope.
Crash's Play.
Nope.
Some great updates lined up for you.
No, you don't. You lie.
First, let's check out the latest on an eagerly anticipated game coming to the PS5 console this spring.
I don't know about this game.
PlayStation Studios.
I don't know about Returnal.
Hey everyone, we at House
Hey,
are
everyone.
excited to give you this sneak peek at Returnal.
Nah.
Returnal, you will play as Celine, an Astra scout who crashed lands
Astra
on the alien planet Atropos, after receiving a mysterious signal, White Shadow. Players will explore this inscrutable search for answers and unfold mysteries, which may point to a larger force at play.
I know what it is. I already said what my
Quickly maneuvering your way above and around enemies is key.
whatchamacallit was. What is this supposed to be, like Dark Souls and Jedi Fallen Order and excuse me. And whatchamacallit? I played what was it? Outriders? I played that yesterday. The demo. It's pretty good.
Movesets each possess, combat situations prove challenging no matter what the circumstances are.
And so would she die and then she come back again?
Only the beginning.
I don't
Every time you die and restart, the world will change. The map will be different, enemies will appear in new locations, and with different maneuvers. So you have to think fast.
so it's like a roguelike.
Here you can see the use of the lightning alt fire, which
But
is great for crowd control. This is one of many alt fires that you can acquire in the game.
I think yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said,
Stumble across mysterious devices that can grant rewards to the player.
I think that
These will vary from weapons, consumables, and upgrades, and they can
every time she dies,
and make each cycle feel unique.
I think that the first version of her
Besides the
never died.
Returnal also has a deep
Right?
and engaging narrative. We allow players to piece together the puzzle that is the story of Celine as they venture
Or
deeper into Atropos.
every time she dies, the creatures take her body and augment her and kind of bring her back to life or something. Something weird. I don't know. There's ways they can do it, but I don't know. Oh, like the median? Like the medium? Sounds like the medium, doesn't it? Hey, Kaijudo, how you doing? It's Groundhog Dog and Groundhog Day in space. I can't speak. It's called Groundhog Day in space. So they force you to replay the awful game more than once. Yeah. Then they have this part they trying to be like, oh, it's PT. Dude, I don't know what the hell this game is, and I don't. It's like, oh, I'm curious, but I don't care at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you know what?
Returnal lands on April 30th, and it's developed by the talented.
And it's a $70 game. $70.
Look at a high-impact new PS4
Two-
game
two-
called Knockout City.
Oh, you know why that's not a PS5 game? Because look at it. Yo. It's captured on PC. It's not even captured on PS4.
I'm Josh from Bellin Studios.
Unbelievable.
We're an indie developer based in upstate New York, and we recently
Oh,
announced
they're
Knockout City,
indie.
a team-based multiplayer action
That looks horrible.
rival crews set up
Yo. It might be fun, but you know what? No, it looks better than this.
Knockout City is easy to pick
It's Bleeding Edge actually.
in our 1v1 face-off.
Yeah,
you'll
so
head in a constantly shrinking battleground, relying on your reflexes and
that's
abilities.
that was a little bit of Fortnite right there, don't you?
Time to catch powers up.
Kaiju says, I don't like it. All these new IPs all seem to look and feel the same. I agree 1,000%. And you know what? A lot of the PlayStation Pony Boys were like, oh, look at these cartoony games. Look at these. And talk about, Xbox games. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. It's aesthetic. Sony's doing the same thing right now. Sony's doing the exact same thing.
Your opponent to bring home a win.
And I'm like, this game don't even look fun. It's like, is dodgeball? Really? Is dodgeball where you run around?
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Huh?
City.
That's okay. I'd rather play Splatoon or something.
We're playing a back alley
It's like,
new map that you'll find in our upcoming crossplay beta. The special ball for this map
Kaijudo says you want to see a game that looks dope. Yeah. Like, Returnal is okay, but it's not there. It's like, yo, this PS5? Really? Nah, son, nope. Because there's some PS5 games. Look, if it don't look better than God of War, you might as well just not say that it's PlayStation 5, because you're doing yourself a disservice. That's the problem with what PS5, what the expectation of PS5 is let me pass this first. Pause this for the game. Hold a second. Getting it. The game. Hold a second. Oh, you're gonna get this game. But there you go. That's Kaiju right there doing the kick flip. The kip up. Or whatever that is. I can't remember. I used to do those. I don't even remember what they call. But yeah. So now Sony's doing it, or they're getting games that are, they didn't make this game as a indie game that they just paid for, I guess. And so I'm like, okay, oh, you're getting the game trial. Okay, cool. All right, so let's keep playing this thing. But I have no interest in this. This is like, it looks colorful. Sure, it's for kids, I guess. That's what it looks like. It is. Looks like a damn Saturday morning cartoon, and it reminds me of Crackdown 3, honestly, except more cartoony. So I'm like, nah, son, we gonna pass on that one. We gonna pass on Bandicoot, Crash Bandicoot, and Returnal is the dumbest name, but we'll see. Saw this in the Quest store. It's $9.99. Okay. Slow clap. What's this? Oh, this is the only game that looks halfway, maybe decent, but I don't like how they do their characters. I know it's an art style. It's like low poly, comic booky like, but I did like the animation, like that fight animation stuff is, and the camera movement is pretty dope. But the problem with this game, and I'm gonna tell you what the problem is, and I'll get to your link, Kajito, is that they made Absolver, right? And that's a one-note game. It's all about the combat. And it's going to be the same thing with this game. And it's cool. It looks cool, right? But what else is there, right? I hope it's a good story. But I don't know. And every time you die, you get older, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. So it's like a Dark Souls, but Kung Fu. Sifu. Looks kind of cool. All right, let's pause this real quick. We look at your link. Blast on. What is that? Oculus Quest. True. Oh, don't tell me this is a fighting game. Oh, that's just the preamble. Okay. Where's my... Give me my full screen. I give you full screen on that one. Oculus Quest. Huh. Okay, you know what? That's not bad. I'm glad that that's pretty cool. That's it, right? Boop. Thank you. Appreciate that. That was a good link. Yeah, Sifu looks cool. But if Sifu has like a super dope, crazy nice story, then okay. But I played Absolver and I was like, I didn't like it. And it was like a roguelike, but it had the same kind of kung fu. It had the same kind of fighting, right? But it had no faces, so it was like it felt a little weird. So Sifu looks like an evolution of what they did before. So I'm cool with it, So as long as like they can do a super dope story. But that's the best game in this whole presentation, Dunk. The whole presentation, I'm like, yeah, who cares about this? Solar Ash. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay. I don't want to play that either. And it's kind of pretty, but nah, I'm good. There's a game called Haven on Xbox right now. It's about this couple that's kind of doing the same floaty stuff going around. It's got really cool music. It's really about their relationship. And I'm like, this is a better game than anything I've seen. I mean, this art style is cool, but it's like, I feel like it's a little played out. Cause just as I have that game, it's cool, but makes me sleepy at times. Sometimes. Well, Solar Ash is out already on PC, probably.
Solar Ash is a huge, stylish 3D platformer focused on speed, movement.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Haven is kind of the same, but you're probably talking about Haven.
Everything in its path. You play as Ray, a daring void runner.
I mean, I don't know. I don't see how. I think one of the problems, right, with what they showed at this State of Oive is that they have set a standard of what their fans expect for PlayStation games. Meaning God of War. I said this when God of War came out. I said, this is the best game PlayStation has ever made. And it is still the best game that they have ever made. Absolver. God of War is still the best game that they've ever made, right? They have to make games better than God of War. They have not made a game better than God of War yet. This is the problem that PlayStation has created for themselves. Now, that's a good problem to have, making the best game ever. And now you gotta come with the best game after the best game. Corey Barlog said he tweeted a couple days ago. He's like, God of War 2 will be ready when it's ready. It'll be done when it's ready. And I said, well, y'all ain't seeing it this year. Maybe not next year either. So I'm like, woof. That's rough for you fans. Yeah, I played Absolver. I got to like a couple of fights, and I was like, I can't. I got to like an arena area, and I started fighting. I was like, I can't do this. I don't. Nope. You're right. It did kind of put me to sleep. I think it was partly the art style, partly it just felt kind of empty and soulless, if that means anything. So, like games with a specific art style, like with these simplified graphics, low poly art styles, they need to do something extra for the sound and like everything else needs to be like, boom, it needs to be there because you're taking away some stuff when you simplify art style. You're taking away some of the narrative, I would say, because the art style, I would say, distracts from a narrative. Oh my God, Five Nights at Freddy. This game looks like hot garbage on a stick. If you're a Five Nights at Freddy fan, you probably might be into this. But I was like, nah, B. I was like, nah, son. Mix of gameplay and cinematics. That was funny. That lady looked like one of the characters. But yeah, I was like, nah. I also hate having to be online. Yes, it's very empty and soulless. It's weird. Yeah, I agree. But this game, this Five Nights at Freddy, I'm like, nobody asked for it, and now it's like I think it's a first person game where you actually have control. I was like, no, that's not the game. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's the only logical step going forward, but I was like, nope. Look at the frame rate so low, man. You see that? Look how low the frame rate is. It's like freaking skipping and popping and stuff. Come on, son. This is PS5? Come on, son. Come on, son. See, that's the thing, right? You actually see them coming up instead of like a jump scare. It's kind of weird. It changes what the game is. Kind of, sort of. So I'm like, nah. And where's Freddy, man? Come on, son. And is this a security breach? Is this I guess it's a sequel? Because the story of Five Nights at Freddy is actually really good and creepy and disturbing. I think that the best part of Five Nights at Freddy is actually the backstory of it. It's so mature. It is not a kid's game. This game, my God, no. It's like, no. It's like the graphics look good, right? You're like, okay, that looks cool. It looks good. But the problem is that the art style, the aesthetic is not pleasing. It's like depressing. Post-apocalyptic, whatever. Not happy. I mean, it doesn't have to be happy, but it's not beautiful. It looks good, but it's not. It's like, I don't want to be in this world. It's the same reason why I don't like a lot of post-apocalyptic games like Fallout and stuff like that. And the same reason why like The Last of Us 2 is like, nah, I don't want to play that either, because depressing. If you're going to make a world that's beautiful and realistic, give us something that we want to do in that world. Don't drag us through the treachery and the gloom and doom of, especially after the year we just had. We don't want to play shit like that, man. Give us some happy stuff, laughy stuff. Make me laugh. Don't make me be sad. I could be sad by watching the news. I could be sad by thinking about the governor of Florida, our governor, being a dumbass. Not all the time, but most of the time he's dumbass. Just my opinion. I'm sure he wouldn't like me saying that about himself. But you know what? You know, I'm just, you know, it's how I see it. You know, if you want to be like Trump, then that automatically makes you like a dumbass, but whatever. I don't, once again, I gotta get off of that because I never, I mean, back in the original Xbox, a game like this, yeah, this is cool. Oh, that's cool because, you know, we were still had a little couple of toes in that old school type of games, right? But nah, son, PlayStation 5, no, this ain't it. This ain't it.
Here we've built lots of opportunities for you to test your skills and find different ways to handle things. It won't be easy. If being hunted by an army backed by a shady and wealthy organization isn't bad enough, there are also more dangers in the forms of natural.
Oh wow, so exciting! I'm yawning.
Swarming dark creatures and industrial hazards that must be dodged, crossed, and avoided. Abe's journey is one of hope.
Abe got muscles though, I ain't gonna lie. Like, damn man, what's your workout? And why does he have his mouth like tied up like that? I never knew that. He's a slave, right?
In-game will decide the fate of Abe and all those you manage to liberate along the way. And we can't wait to see what you will do.
Dude, he needs to make a Stranger's Wrath, another one of those, because that was dope. That was a dope, that first person game where you're the wolf, the dog man, whatever. That was dope. I was like, okay, this is better. And then he went back to this. I'm like, come on, son. Nobody want to play this. If you made Stranger's Wrath 2, mad people would play it. Mad people would play it. Free. Yeah, see? That's how you know Sony think that this game is hot garbage when they give it to you for free. If they think it's worth something, nah, you gotta buy it. You gotta pay for it. Sorry. Just like the Final Fantasy thing. That's later. It's like, yeah, Final Fantasy for PlayStation 4 is free on PS Plus, but if you want to upgrade, you gotta pay the money. I'm like, oh, that's messed up. This is the other game that looks halfway decent, but I don't know about the gameplay, right? It looks good, right? But I'm like, well, so what's the gameplay? As far as I know, it looks like Godfall gameplay, and I'm like, oh, that's bad. Oop, ooh, ouchie, ooch. But I think this is supposed to be a timed exclusive, if I'm not mistaken. You know. But I don't know, man. I don't know what the story is. I don't know what the gameplay. I mean, the reason why it looks so good is because the people who made it are animators, basically. They're like real Hollywood animators. So I think they're from DreamWorks, if I'm not mistaken. I think. But yeah. So yeah, this stuff looks good, and that's part of the puzzle, right? But like gameplay wise, I'm looking at it, I'm like, I mean, it don't look bad, but I don't know what it is. What is it? You know, is it just like a Souls game? Kind of looks like just a Souls game, or like a Beyond Good and Evil, where you're just the girl. But you have all those little black guys, little black boys, and you're throwing them at people. I guess they die. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Oh, then the mask stuff that they showed. I was like, oh, okay. What's that, though? Oh, you did a cute little boy. I wish I could animate like that. Yeah, doesn't it seem like a Souls game or something? Like she's fighting a bunch of bosses. See? Another boss. Another big boss. Another boss. Some puzzles. Some traversal. Another boss. Same boss. But then this part comes up. She puts the mask on. It turns into a big Transformer master. Well, that's not her, but... So maybe the villagers or something turn into the boss monsters? Is that what it is? Yeah, so she's fighting that one now, right? Dark Souls-esque. I don't get. Yeah, I don't get it. And it's like, okay, that's cool, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Now let's settle in for a stylish new look at Deathloop.
And everything else is
First-person shooter
Deathloop.
developed by the team at Arcane.
I don't know about Deathloop 3 either. I don't think it's gonna. That's another one. Do it over again. It's a Returnal clone. It's another. You die, you have to do it all over again. Die, do it. It's like, nah. You gotta get to a point where you could chain it all together. I guess chain all the executions together. I'm like, man, I don't. Nope. Not gonna do that. I think the problem with this game is that they're trying too hard to be like stylish. Well, how they're advertising it, right? And I don't think the game is that. And I never really got into the Arcane games. They seem like they're so close to being like a nice fat AAA, but they're not quite there. You know what that means? Like kind of like We Happy Few. It's kind of like, oh, I feel it could be a AAA, but not. It's not there. It's not quite there. You know what I mean? So, and now she's shapeshifter, so I don't even understand that. I know she's your opponent, but she's supposed to be your daughter or something. I think. I don't know, man. It's so weird. And now they're trying to like James Bond song and stuff. I'm like, I don't. They trying too hard, man. Trying too hard, man. But whatever. I mean, if that's what. Or maybe maybe she is him. Except in an alternate universe, and she came to this one, and she's killing herself. It makes more sense that she's his daughter. You know, I don't. That gameplay reminds me of like Doom or something, but Doom is like earns it. Doom is like, this is how you murder fools. Rip rap. Punch somebody, rip their eyeball out, stab them in the brain with their teeth, their own teeth, or the arm or something. It's just, you know. It almost feels like it's like super gimmicky. But I don't know, man. And the thing is, like, yeah, the ponies is like, oh, yeah, it's exclusive. I mean, it's gonna be it's an Xbox game. I mean, they're about to close the deal, like, in a couple of days. So it's like, y'all are bragging about having an Xbox game on PlayStation? It's gonna be times exclusive, obviously, so. It's just weird. So weird.
One of 2020's most celebrated games.
What? Wait, 2020? Oh, Final Fantasy. This was messed up what they did here. I was like, huh? I was like, oh, they're going to have the next one. Like, nope. They did DLC for a remake. Come on. I was never into Final Fantasy. And I mean, people like it and stuff, but I'm like, I'm good. You know what I mean? They acting like it's like, oh man, this game is the best game ever. I'm like, is it really? I mean, Japanese games have their quirks. They have their flavors. I think I've grown out of that. Yeah, no. Final Fantasy 7 is going to be free in March, son. Yep. Final Fantasy 7 on PS1 was my first JRPG. It was fun and dope as F. I beat it twice. Oh, that's cool. So you have a soft spot for it. So you're in that. Like, I want Sega to do what Square Enix did to Final Fantasy VII, I want them to do Phantasy Star 1, 2. Just do 1 and 2 together, like this, like remake it for real, like a modern RPG. That'd be dope. I'd be down for that. But that's because nostalgia, not because it's like any better than Final Fantasy. So, you know. And I started playing Dragon Quest. Was it 11 or that's on Xbox Game Pass? That's pretty good, but it's a JRPG, so it's like it's really for kids, right? I'm playing it. I'm like, okay, this is a kids game, but it's pretty and the music is real nice and it's just relaxing to play. But this is not that. This is just like super flare everywhere. Looks good, looks crazy, but like I said, I was never in a Final Fantasy like that, and I always have a problem with. It's kind of like it's a Japanese thing. It's like how Shenmue was just like bad voice acting. This is better voice acting, but it still has that dubbed over Japanese flavor that it's unique to, I guess, JRPGs. But I'm like, I'd rather have something like The Outer Worlds, where it's like, oh, clever writing, nice writing, contemporary, you know, not melodramatic like these games are. You know, I've grown out of that stuff. I'm not watching soap operas no more. Just give me something that's funny and good. Thank you. That's it. Katie says, I don't know how I beat it the first time. I don't know what I was doing, so I was throwing my weapons and items at the monsters. Well, yeah, of course. Oh, let me see something here. Because there was something I saw. When you see it panning, a panning shot, there's some jitter. I gotta look for it though. I saw it on the stream before. No, it's not there. It must have been the stream before that I was watching. That was messed up. Yeah, that's smooth as fuck. Yeah, that's cool. So all they did was make it 60 frames. That's it. Fog effect. Oh, come on. Okay. I don't think fog effects. But whatever. Lighting. Ooh. Dude, it barely looks better. But the frames is the most biggest difference. The frames getting it to 60 is the biggest difference. Lighting and all that other stuff is fine, but putting it at 60 frames is the super giant difference. So, but the problem, once again, is that they're not giving you part 2. I'm like, what are y'all? Why don't they have, instead of doing this DLC? Why did they exactly? So they not doing the FF part? I don't know. I'm like, wait, why would they do this? Whatever her name is, character's little side story, and they're adding photo. I'm like, okay, photo mode. Where's part 2? What are you doing? So it's gonna take them another 3 years to make part 2? Come on, man. They are milking this like crazy. And if it's gonna be 3 or 4 parts, it's gonna be PlayStation 7 before you get the last part of this game, and then they'll put it all together in one game. The Super Final Ultimate Edition, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Total Edition for PlayStation 9. Then they can finally pull that commercial back out from the archives. Yep. I can't, man. And then Gran Turismo's delayed till next year. And I'm like, what? Gran Turismo. How long he been working on Gran Turismo? I know it takes him forever to make it, but man, Yuffie, that was what it was. And how long is that episode? I'm like, yo, how Sony get away with so much stuff, and y'all just be like, oh yeah, give me gum num 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 num. Not y'all, but you know the ponies, not you, Kaiju, of course. Oh yeah, they do not. They're not doing part 2 for 3 years. It's been said. That's dumb. It's gonna take them a few years to make it, though. That's the thing about it. So it's over. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah, that was like, I was like, nah, B. The best game in this whole presentation was Sifu. That was it. Sifu and Kenna and Sifu. That's it. Deathloop, I don't know. Deathloop can kick rocks. I don't care about Deathloop. That's it. Oh, let me make this bigger now. Make it bigger now. Oops. Here we go. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, man. I'm like, because it says Final Fantasy VII Remake director Tetsuya Nomura has confirmed that he will not be directing the next installment of the remake series. Oh. That's not good. Why are they changing directors? That's a bad... I don't want to say it's a bad sign, but like the first one was like pretty dope, right? So here's what I think. I think that Yuffie add-on episode thing is a test for the next director. So I think the next director, they gave them that one to see if they could do it, and they're looking to see what the response is for that, and they say, okay, you did pretty good with that, so okay, you could do the part 2. That would make sense to me. If the director left, I'd be like, okay, who's gonna be the director? You. I do a little side story thing real quick. Let's see what you do. You know, it's like a test, but it's not like a test, because when you're gonna put that much money into a game, you want to kind of make sure it's good, you know. It's like the God of War 2. I don't think Corey's directing it. I think he's supposed to be on another game. I thought somebody else was supposed to be directing it. But I don't know. Maybe it's a co-directing thing or something. Do they even do co-directing in games? I mean, they started doing it in movies, but I don't think it's a loophole, but I think they're just not accredited, but whatchamacallit, backed up by the Motion Picture Association. Anyway, Kaijudo says part of the reason why Nomura is making this move is because of the sheer amount of work he shoulders at Square Enix. For those unaware, I am unaware. Nomura has one of the primary creative forces behind Square. Okay, let me read that again. Nomura has been one of the primary creative forces behind Square's two biggest franchises, Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy II Remake, for years now. In fact, Nomura had previously been juggling duties on both franchises when Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy VII Remake but there are were in development at the same time. Nomura went on to say that he still has an unprecedented number of projects in the works, which is why he's looking to hand the reins over to Hamaguchi. He also said that with the gameplay of Final Fantasy VII Remake now ironed out in this first installment, he can simply step back and see what needs to be improved in the future. That makes sense. I think, yeah. And I think that's the same thing that's happening with Cory Balrog. He's, I don't think he's directing the second God of War, because he wrote it, as I understand it. He wrote it before he wrote the first game, because the second game, which he wrote first, was supposed to be the first game. But then he's like, and he wrote the first game, and then he pushed that one to the second game. Anyway, so it was already written before the first game even came out, so just get somebody else. You know how it's supposed to go. One-shot camera, here's the script, go. So it's already there. You just need somebody to do the work, so that's cool. And I'm sure they had, he had director, camera operators and stuff like that, so, in order to frame it right, maybe if they have the same person doing the camera operating, the virtual camera operating, or the camera, well, you know what I mean, when they do the performance capture. Wait, there's more. The only downside about Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 right now is that we have no earthly idea when it will arrive. The game is clearly in development at Square Enix right now, but given how long some of the publishers' games have taken in the past, it might be a bit until we see it publicly. Yeah, how long was it since they announced the first part? They have no set date for it to come out. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say part 2. It was like 7 years ago. Golly, and that came out 2019, right? Did that come out 2019? So we could say like it took about 5 years to make. Let's just say 5 years, just to be safe, because that seems to be the sweet spot when it comes to making games. Well, making Sony bangers. Let's say it that way. So if they started working on it 2 years ago, let's just be optimistic. 2 years ago, when they finished the first one, actually we can't say that because they did this little side story thing. So, and they're just putting that out now. So we can't really say that. Well, I mean they could work on it, but actually making it, how long does it take for them to? Besides the pre-planning and stuff. June 15th during E3 2015. Wow. So 6 years ago. Well, I mean, yeah, 6 years ago. It was announced in 2015, and they announced it. I forgot when they showed it first, but so we can assume that when they announced it, let's just say that they just started working on it when they announced it, which is not true. They were probably working on it before, but let's just use those as a guide. And it came out in 2019. I think it came out in 2019, right? So let's say 4 years, right? Let's just be generous with the numbers. Let's say 4 years to make the first one, part 1. And they just finished this Yuffie episode thing. So 4 years from, let's just say, the beginning of this year. I'll say 3 to 4 years. So 2024. 2024. Man, that sucks. I would say 2023, just to be like, if they already have the pieces of the puzzle, everything's written out, they just need to physically make the world and the animations and all the cutscenes and stuff. You know, if they have all their ducks in a row, they could knock it out, right? So I'd say 2023, the earliest. But realistically, 2024. But really, for real, probably 2025. And at that point, we're looking at PlayStation 5 Pro. We're looking at Xbox Series VR. I don't know what they're going to call it. Xbox Series, I don't know. So, yeah. I don't know. Kaijudo, have you played Outriders, the demo? I don't know if it's on PC. I'm pretty sure it should be on PC. But I played it on Xbox One X. I'm old school like that, you know. I'm going to say one thing first. I was watching a couple of seconds of somebody else play it on YouTube or something, and they chose a male protagonist. You know, you can choose your sex and do your character build in the beginning of the game. Choose a female character. It works. I feel like, I mean, I like playing female characters more because, not because I'm like, oh, female empowerment, but it felt super tropey when I saw the male dude there, and I was like, and how they have the voice for the female character is real good. I'm not gonna say the faces are the best faces. They're okay. You know, it's like they almost got there. It's like People Could Fly. They're good. You know, they made I think they made Judgment, Gears of War Judgment. They made Bulletstorm. They made some good games, right? So this game is a cross between I never heard of it either before people talk. I mean, I heard of it back in the day, but I was like, I don't care about that. But it's actually like a story-driven single-player game. Like, so I was like, oh, okay. Because I don't care about that. I didn't even try the multiplayer. I was like, I don't care about the multiplayer. I just played the single-player. I was like, okay, this is pretty dope. So okay, it's a cross between Gears, Mass Effect, Anthem. No. It's a cross between Gears, Mass Effect, maybe a little bit Anthem, but not really. Gears, Mass Effect, and Destiny. Now let me tell you where I pulled those comparisons from. How it's like Gears, it's in Unreal Engine, so you have that. The actual combat is pretty much Gears. I mean, you slide into cover. It's a cover shooter. It's a pop and stop and pop shooter, basically. It is like Anthem 2 because you have like kind of spells and stuff. So you can, like superpowers. Like I had the like the stealthy guy, the stealthy girl. So I could like phase into the back of my enemies and then hit them with like a death strike, like a death slash or something, and then they would just turn into skeletons and stuff. It was pretty dope. I was like, okay, that's pretty dope. I picked that one. I would pick the medium one where you have like the alchemy plus guns and stuff. That probably might be the best one. But I picked the super sneaky one, which is fun. So the shooting is basically Gears. There's no active reload. It just automatically reloads, so you don't have to worry about that. So that's dope. The menus are literally Destiny. It is with the cursor. You move the cursor around it. I was like, this is literally, they literally bit off I mean, it's so blatantly Destiny. I was like, wow. And I only played Destiny for 2 seconds. And I was like, okay, whatever. This thing is like, okay. But it's simple and it's easy to understand and it's easy to kind of go through and swap out weapons. So it's easy to read. So I'm like, okay, this is good. But I was like, okay, that's Destiny. The combat is Gears. And the actual story is Earth is destroyed or whatever, and there were 2 ships. One ship got destroyed before it launched, so you're the last ship only. You go to this new planet, and you were trying to, you were like the team to scope it out and make sure it's safe for everybody before they unfroze everybody. And then this one dude there was like, let's just do it, and then you got injured and they threw you back into cryo, and then you woke up 31 years later and all hell broke loose. So it's like that Mass Effect. It's more like Mass Effect Andromeda, but it's kind of a Mass Effect in that respect where it's like getting a new planet and trying to keep humanity going and stuff. So I was like, okay, that's pretty dope. It's not an RPG at all. It's a shooter. I don't want to say looter. You get upgraded guns and stuff, but it felt more like a Gears campaign, just a palette swap Gears campaign. So I was like, yeah, that's fun. Bonds, how you doing? Pretty glad you were here. Bond says, hey, playing Destiny 2 right now. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think I got past the first. I think there's 4 missions on the demo. Excuse me. I got past the first mission, and I think I got to the second mission, and I said, okay, I'm going to stop because I didn't feel like playing anymore. And it's not like it wasn't bad. I just was like, I've been playing for a while. I was playing different stuff. And Outriders Bonds, the game that we're talking about, the demo is Outriders. I believe it's on PC. I played it on Xbox One X. Let me see if it is on PC real quick. Let's check Steam. Riders demo. Let's just demo. Yeah, it is crossplay, so I would assume that it is on Steam as well. Outriders. Let's see. Did it say? I think it said PC, right? Oh, and the freaking whatchamacallit? The skill tree, oh my lord, it popped up. I was like, whoa, huh? It was a screen was full. I was like, ooh. I like this right here. I was like, gimme, yeah, Steam. Oh, you can play it on Stadia, son. Yeah, so it's on Steam, man. Cop that demo. It's fun. I was like, okay. I played. I did the first mission. And I killed the first boss. They're like boss battle. See, I like it because there's boss battles, there's missions. I mean, like I said, the mission structure is just like Gears. You're going through the set kind of path and stuff. And then there's arenas. You go, boom, there's arena and people come out. The good thing about it is that, like, I was fighting this one dude who was super powerful. He was like a sub boss. He was like a mini boss. And he had like 3 chunks of health bar. So I was like, I hit him with the slash and that knocked one out. And I was shooting him. And I was getting raw. He was wrecking me. So I ran way back to the previous arena. So they don't like block you off. It's like you can go all the way back to the beginning, I think. But I went way back there and you can still, I was like, okay, it's pretty good that you can do that. So I kept running away from him. And then he got caught in a door or something. for some reason, I don't know why he was caught in the door. I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna shoot your arm off. That's what I did. I cheated. Bond says, Nook, I'm lazy to build out my character. I guess. Nah, I mean, I didn't even get to the part where I could do the skill tree stuff. I didn't get a point to do it. But I saw it, I was like, ooh, I wanna get more powerful spells and stuff. It was pretty dope. I was like, it feels good to play. And the gun sounds, I like the gun sounds. They're like, I was like, oh, it's something satisfying about it. That being said, does not look as good as Gears. I'm gonna say all the Gears doesn't look as good as Gears. Does, especially the Hive Busters, does not look as good as Hive Busters. That's environments, that's characters, character animations, a little janky. But like I said, it's almost there. It just misses it just by a little bit. So I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. If you don't mind like that little stuff, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good game. I was pleasantly surprised, I would say. I gotta go back and finish the demo, but I was like, yeah. People Can Fly, they coming up. I mean, if they were given, I guess, more time for, I mean, this is just a demo, so the game's not out yet, but I would say more time for the animations, refining it, and maybe optimizing that Unreal Engine a little bit more on certain things. Like, Unreal Engine is notorious for texture popping. It still has that. There's another thing that Unreal does too, where when it switches scenes, the physics, the cloth physics, like reset. So it's like, and then it kind of calms down. It does that every time. And I'm like, okay, y'all need to fix that. I don't know. Somehow, other devs who use Unreal have fixed that. I think they do a double frame on the first frame or something that they do something, and it fixes that stuff. So I don't know if People Can Fly need to call Epic and be like, yo, why is this freaking out? And I noticed it, and I was like, oh, and then you notice it every time. So I'm putting this little zzz in your ear every time a scene change, and this isn't cutscenes only. Every time a cutscene changes, like camera angles or something, you'll see the physics go, like somebody wearing a cape or a scarf or something. And then it'll calm down. It's so weird, but it's, that's what it does. So, but yeah, Outriders. I mean, it sounds like a generic name. I'm like, what's this game? And I thought it was just mainly a multiplayer focused game, but I played zero multiplayer. I played all single player, and I was like, okay, I like this. And it feels like Anthem in this way, where you have your base, you're stuck in this valley, and there are these storms that come and they just destroy everything, like people, like turn them to dust and stuff. And then there's these creatures, and then there's these other like powerful beings called I mean, you're an outrider, right? So you are when you're not the last outrider, but you're one of the outriders that has the powers. So you have powers. Not everybody has powers. You have powers, and then these other guys named other characters named Ancients? Not Ancients. I forgot what they're called, but they have powers as well. But they have their own kind of agenda. So one guy is trying to fight off this more powerful guy. He's like, I gotta fight this dude, while you idiots over here are fighting over snack, food and stuff and clothes. I need to fight this super evil guy who's gonna kill everybody. So he's like, so you, as the character, you need to handle the humans. You need to handle those guys and make sure they don't kill each other. Blah blah blah. I was like, okay. She's like, so I was like, okay, I kind of like this. This is kind of interesting. But like I said, it's not super polished. Like when you look at, like I said, Gears for Unreal comparison, even like Days Gone is more polished than this game. So that's you have to take that into consideration when you're playing this game. It really is just about the gameplay and how really it just feels good, like to kind of run around and shoot fools and stuff. And also you can there's a, I don't call it, it's it's basically a difficulty select, but it's not. So it's a tier system, right? So the first tier is certain percentage. The enemy gets a certain damage percentage off of you, and then you go to tier 2. You'll get more health, but the damage is increased by the enemies, or but you cause more damage. So it's like the Skyrim leveling system where it follows you, but you can choose what tier that you want to be. So if you want to be like just go into a place and you're all high leveled up, but they still have some not status effects, but level pluses and minuses. You can go out there to a super hard level, but knock it down to tier 1, and I guess have an easier time, or you can just like have the tiers automatically level up with your level, so it'll automatically stay at the highest tier that you've reached, basically. Not automatically level up, but whatever tier that you reach, it'll stay on the latest one. So you have a choice in that. I was like, that's a pretty good and they explain to you like the advantages and disadvantages of the different tiers. So I was like, okay, that's pretty good. All right, I like that. So yeah, I think like with its systems and that tier system, and the guns and the menus are pretty good. Destiny, whatever. It's good. But like I said, its failing is the lack of polish on like the characters, character animation, character design. The facial animation is like, and the lip syncing is stuff. It's not good. That's the worst part of the game. So if that's a deal breaker, then don't even play this game. It's not horrible, but it ain't pretty. It's like, whoa, that's. So I was like, yeah, okay, but it plays nice. I was like, okay, that's pretty good. Like I said, I was playing on the X, so I was at 4K 30, I believe. I think it was 4K 30 on the One X. I believe the Series X is 4K 60. So. And I didn't see any way to do a performance mode. I don't think. I gotta go back and check, but I don't think a demo would have that. But that's a pretty good game. What else? Oh, I got back into Yakuza Zero. Okay, so I started Yakuza Zero a while ago, right? I was like, oh, they play this Yakuza, and I was like, oh, it's kind of like Shenmue. This is what Shenmue became, basically. And then Shenmue 3 came out, and I was like, nope. It's like, Shenmue is gone. Yakuza is it. So, here's my dumbass. I forgot Yakuza Zero is kind of an older game, right? Not old, but old enough to be like, you need to save it a certain way. Yeah, maybe it's just a Sega thing, but it doesn't automatically save or nothing like that. You don't go into the menu to save. You got to go to the phone booth to save. I didn't realize that. I had to be like 5 hours because I played, I think I'm on the second or third chapter. I can't remember what chapter I'm on, but I just met the real estate dude, and I kept going back to, I'm like, why do I keep starting at the same spot? I played hours and hours of this game. I got to the part where I'm trying to find different flavored boozes for all these homeless dudes in a parking lot, and then it started me back over. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So last time I played, I figured out, oh, those are save points. I'm a dumbass. I just wasted like 5 hours playing this game over, and I was so dumb. So also, I got those that clown that's in the shrine. He gave me some stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, but I didn't put it away, so I kept getting like different sets, and I think it overrode the previous sets, and I'm like, oh, this game is just, I can't with this game. Because I had like little car pieces for, I guess you got like there's a racetrack somewhere. I'm like, I gotta find that. That sounds like fun, racing little cars and stuff. Shoot, let's go. But I did go and play some Space Harrier. I went to the Sega arcade, and I played Space Harrier. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play some Space Harrier, and I played it. And I played the UFO catcher. I got some little things from there. I was like, oh, let me do the stupid stuff there. And I played I forgot what it's called, but it's basically Chinese chess. I got my ass whooped. And they even give you like redo where you can go backwards. And I did that all the way to the beginning. I was like, let me do this. And I just kind of shadowed the dude. I still got my ass whooped. I was like, I can't. I suck at it. I was like, how do I can't even like opt out of this to just cancel or quit the game. You got to finish the game. So I was like, all right, forget it. Checkmate. Thank you for schooling me. Never going to play it again. But yeah, Yakuza is the joint. I'm going to keep playing that and get to Yakuza. So I got 0 and then Kiwami, I think, is the remake of the first one, right? I think. And then 3, 4, and 5. No. 5, 4, 5, and 6? No, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the middle ones are on Game Pass. They just put them on. So I'm going to play Kiwami 1 and 2, and then I'm going to play 3, 4, and 5. And I think 6 is on there too, but I can't be sure. So I'm going to play all of those free Game Pass joints. Well, they're not free, but the Game Pass joints, since they're there, I'm going to play them all. Try to go through them as fast as I can, because I know you can get locked in those games, because they're so long, man. But we'll see. I think it's good. It's for an evolution of what Shenmue was, going into this new game, and everything I've heard about Like a Dragon is even better. Yakuza is the way. Yu Suzuki screwed up. He is my hero. He made me fall in love with video games, but I haven't even played Shenmue 3, and I have no I don't want to play it. I don't want to play Shenmue 3. It's just, I don't know, man. I saw a few little gameplays of it. I was like, oh, that's bad. I mean, couldn't they have the guy who did the voice of Ryu just acted better? Because everybody in Shenmue is just like so wooden and, oh, Shenmue, do you know where I can find some sailors? It's like, oh, yeah, Ryu. And I'm like, oh my God, it's bad. I mean, Final Fantasy VII is better than Shenmue when it comes to voice acting. But then I play Yakuza, and I'm like, well, first of all, it's not in English. So that solves the problem right there. Because I can't tell how bad the voice acting is. Because it's in Japanese. It's just, I can't understand it. I'm reading. So I'm like, good, you solved it. I don't want to hear no bad voice acting, man. But yeah. So I played Yakuza, a little bit of Yakuza, played Outriders. Played a little bit of Battletoads. Let me talk about Battletoads real quick. Battletoads isn't a bad game. Battletoads is a bad game. Let me explain. There are so many different gameplay variations in Battletoads. It's ridiculous. I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I doing now? Like, there's a shooter, there's a vertical shooter at one point. There's a whatchamacallit runner, an infinite runner type of thing on one point. There's the regular Battletoads beat 'em up stuff. There's the part where you got jobs. I was like, okay, it was hilarious. The writing is dope. I want the ability to actually watch the cartoon parts, the cutscene parts, all in a row. Just give me the Battletoads movie, because that's some good stuff right there. It's so good, and it's so well written. It's pretty good. I think Battletoads got a bad rap, but it's pretty good. But here's the problem. I was at the last part I was doing was it was like a ship malfunction thing, so you had to do all these little mini games, like kind of timing button presses and directional presses and changing shapes and all this stuff, all these different, like, on this like giant schematic layout. And so it'll have a row of symbols on the top, and each symbol represented a section of the screen where you had to go and do a different puzzle. So it'd be like 3, 2, 1, boom, and then the first one will light up, and you'd be like, okay, you got to match the symbol, find it, and then do the puzzle. And then once you did that, when it goes to the next one, go to the next one until you're done down the line. And I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. But it kept going. I was like, oh man, I finally finished it. And then and then I got like 3 or 4 in, and it kept going. I was like, okay, I know it's trying to be challenging, it's supposed to be challenging, but this is too hard. And the way that they solve that, which is good and bad, is that it doesn't actually work on this particular minigame section, but if you die too many times, they give you an invincibility thing, but it doesn't help on that section. And the next section I got to, it doesn't help either because you have to run down this thing. Like, you're running from a blob of goopiliness, like following you. If you touch it, you die. The invincibility doesn't work on that. You die regardless. So I'm like, okay. So it's all timing. It's super hard. So I was like, oh. I think one of the main problems is that the controls aren't super precise. So when they give you a section of game that's like that, where it's time jumping and you have to, barely beat it, it's frustrating because it's so difficult because the controls aren't super accurate and intuitive. You know what I mean? Well, they don't feel that way anyway. But other than staying, it's like certain section of the game staying its welcome too long. I said that wrong. Other than that, it's good. The writing is real good. It's real good. But I'm gonna force myself to get through that game because I want to. I also downloaded some other games. Let me see what I downloaded. I don't actually remember what I downloaded. Oops, wrong screen. Put you up here. I don't remember what I downloaded, but I downloaded a few games. And I was wondering what I did. Okay, not that. Okay, so I downloaded Grounded and Ghost of a Tale. That's the game. Let me see if my computer doesn't actually melt. I want to see if I can. I think my frame's already dropping. I think my frame rate is already dropping. Hey. Oh. There we go. Let me see if I can put it up here. Oh, okay. Never mind then. Guess we're not playing that right now. Oh well. I'll do it later. Wonder why that happened. Huh. But yeah, let me close that. But yeah, I gotta play that game. That's where you're the mouse and you're running around. It looked kind of cool. So, and this little fan is not bad. I ain't gonna lie. Look at those graphics. Look at those graphics right there. That's the new screenshots from the Halo Infinite. In game. That's not art. That's not concept art like the last one was. That's in game. I was like, you know what? That looks way better than whatever the hell that they showed that first time. And you said, I forgot who it was. One of them ponies on Twitter. They zoomed in and they zoomed into this little part right here. And look at this is supposed to be 4K. Oh my gosh. And I'm like, you're an idiot. You're definitely an idiot. You can zoom in 1,000% to this little spot right here. And it was all pixelated. I'm like, yes, that's what happens when you zoom into, a 4K image. You're going to see the pixels. The fact that you could see the pixels is good because that means it's clean. It's that clean 4K, not that anti-aliased freaking whatever it is, temporal reconstruction, checkerboard, blah blah blah. I was like, I'd prefer to see some it's not even jaggies because 4K takes all that out. But if you zoom in and you see jaggies, that's good because that means you got crisps. You got crisps everywhere, and this isn't really representative because you can see super jaggies and all this stuff. So I don't even know if this is oh no, this isn't 4K. Know what this is? I mean so the image is 4K, but I have it on a 1080p screen. So what it is doing is I set it to fill the screen. So it doesn't super sample it, but it does some crazy thing that causes the super jaggies. But when you see it, if I put it in, actually I can do it right now. That's the wrong thing. I can do it right now. I think I can do it right now. So if here we go. So if I do center, boom, this is what it looks like. I can't move it around, but so you can see that it's more it's, if this was a 4K screen, you wouldn't be able to see, all that stuff. I can put it back now. 'Cause I like it full screen better. Fit. I think it was fit. Yeah, fit. There you go. But yeah, you can see the difference between those Jaggies and the other. So it does some weird stuff, but that's only because I'm forcing it to fit in there. But whatever. So yeah, that state of play was kind of whack. State of Oive. I was like, what is going on? And I was watching some ponies, and they couldn't defend it. They were like, yeah, and MBG. I think it was MBG. Whatever. One of the ponies out there who used to be an X-Bot, but now he's a pony. He was like, yeah, I can't cap. That was garbage. And everybody's giving him respect. He's like, yeah, he's fine. He's telling the truth. It was garbage. And some people are like, no, it's good. Xbox ain't got no games. Same stuff. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's so funny. It's so funny. What is this? What is that? What is this? Oh, this thing's still open. Okay, let's close that then. Hey, what is going on here? Close window. Wow. That was weird. Anyway. I'm trying to think. So Outriders. Yeah. Outriders. The games I played. I haven't played Grounded in a while because I was like, if I get into that, then I'll be playing it forever and ever. And I'm like, I need to play some more different stuff. So that's why I played Outriders demo, and and I'm just looking for kind of different. I think I'm still playing like I said, Dragon Quest 11, 7, 8. I don't remember what number it is. The one on Game Pass. I'll finish that one. Oh, well, okay. Oh, sorry. I'll keep playing that one. I don't want to say I'll finish it, but I'll keep playing it because it's all right. It's a good little relaxing game to play. And I was looking at other little games like Code Vein and stuff. I was like, I'll stick with one JRPG at a time. Even though I don't know how much Code Vein is a JRPG, but I'm all right. And the thing is, I had an Xbox Series S in my whatchamacallit, ready to buy it. I was about to fill out the financial information. And I said, nah, forget it. And I closed it. I was like, nah, I'm going to wait. Because this generation is so messed up when it comes to consoles. Xbox has this stuff more in a row as far as hardware. But, jeez, I'm looking at the PlayStation 5. I'm like, yo, how is this console so ass backwards, not finished, broke as hell, and all these fools is capping for it? I'm like, what are you doing? Really? Does Sony have like blackmail material on you or something? They have your family hostage? Why are you capping for them? It's big. It's about to get a lot louder because they just announced. This is how ridiculous this is, right? They just imagine. I think Nvidia did this, but imagine if, I don't know, a hardware like a computer, like a graphics card company said, yeah. Here's the graphics card, boom. But only half the RAM is available right now. We're gonna enable the other half later in a later patch. Like, what? Wait, you selling me a broke ass graphic? Why is it only half working? What's going on here? Oh, we stuff. I'm like, huh? And so the PlayStation 5, the SSD expansion port, they disabled it because they say there aren't hard drives fast enough, SSDs fast enough to accommodate it, right? So I'm like, okay, that means you don't sell it. Your system isn't ready, right? Right? You can't even put the damn thing in sleep mode because it keeps crashing and resetting. Like factory default has to build the hard drive over again. I'm like, that doesn't make... I wouldn't want that. Especially an SSD, if it has to do that. Doesn't that destroy the integrity of the SSD if you have to rebuild it? You know? They only have so many read and writes on those things. But all these ponies is capping, and the PlayStation 5 is not ready for prime time. And they're like, oh, look at all these exclusive Xbox got no games. What are they playing now? Spider-Man 5-hour game. Done. Been done. What are you playing? Demon Souls? Please. That's a remake. Okay. Not a remake. Remaster. But they call it a remake. Okay? So whatever. It's not a remake. Same ass code as the PlayStation 3 game. It's like, but it looks so much better. It's like, that doesn't make it a remake. Final Fantasy 7, that's a remake. Because it's not like they use the same code and just put pretty No, they made a new game with the same characters, same story beats, I'm sure, whatever, extra stuff. But it's not the same game. That's the thing. And people and the ponies don't get it. They're just like, no, it's a remake. I'm like, whatever. I'm not arguing. It's not that serious. I don't have the energy to sit here and type with my thumbs. But yeah, it's like that. And then they announced the PlayStation VR 2. I'm like, you need to fix the system. You need to fix the PlayStation 5 first. They're like, y'all are going too fast. Y'all need to fix the. It's like, yo, we putting out a car. But I don't even have an analogy. The car doesn't work. Oh, here's a TV. But we gonna give you an update later to give you that 2.1. We're gonna do that. Oh, oops, Sony did that. And then they went back on it. So all those fools that bought that Sony TV thinking they're gonna get an update for the 2.1 HDMI, oops. That's the most messed up. I'm surprised there isn't like a class action lawsuit. Like, yo, I bought this TV. They said they were gonna do this. Then they canceled it. Why did I buy this TV? That's the reason why I bought it. I want my money back. Come on, son. I'd be like, yo, we need a class action lawsuit lawyer guy. Let's go. Let's get that money. That's messed up. I was about to say that's another reason why I don't buy Sony TVs, but I don't buy Sony TVs because A, they're overpriced, and B, I would say research TVs and see where these displays are coming from. A lot of them are LG, I think makes some, Samsung, and I think TCL, if I'm not mistaken. There's a couple of manufacturers that actually make the actual LCD screen itself. So what they put in the back as far as LED lighting and all, that's a whole different story. And that's whatever. So getting a Sony TV is like spending more money than you need to, because they're basically the same parts, just in different brands. But, some people are like, I gotta give Sony everything. So, whatever. Oh, my arm is gone. But yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand the thinking of the PlayStation 5 isn't done yet. They don't have this summer. They're supposed to be rolling out a patch so that it enables the SSD slot, right? But it also will increase the fan speed to accommodate for extra cooling because the SSD is going to get mad hot. The enemy of the PlayStation 5 all along has been heat. Why do you think it is so giant? It's about to get worse. Everybody who buys an internal expansion card, SSD card, for your PlayStation 5, it will get louder. I suggest do not do it. But you don't have a choice, do you? Because they got such a small SSD in there in the first place. It's ridiculous. And if you were savvy and you were like, yo, let me open it up and put in a new SSD, you can do that on the Xbox Series consoles. Because it's a little, you can unscrew it and put it in a bigger one if you wanted to. On the Series, on both of them, Series X and the Series S. It's the same little thing. Like, I would say that you could probably take a Series X hard drive SSD from the Series X and put it in the Series S. It's the same size. It's just a little slot. Pop it in. Screw. Done. On the PlayStation, it's literally soldered to the motherboard. It's soldered to the motherboard on the reverse side of the CPU. The APU is on the reverse side. And I was looking at that. I was like, what? Why? Doesn't. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. I think the 225. Is that right? 225? It's 825. What's 825 divided by 3? That 4? No, it's 325. I think it's 325. Let's just to make sure. That's the calendar. That's not right. So 825 divided by 3 is 275. Dumb. So 270. There's 3 chips, 275 gigs each that are soldered to the motherboard on the PlayStation 5, and that's your 825, which is reduced to 667, available when you go to put games on it. So I'm looking at it as a piece of kit, as a piece of hardware, and I'm like, Sony made this. It doesn't look like it's thought out well. You know what I mean? Like, not enough memory, super huge big. Why is it so big? Why is your cooling so inefficient? Doesn't make sense. If you look at it, like the motherboard itself, you take the motherboard out of the PlayStation 5, it's still bigger than this Xbox. It's like you put it like next to it, it'll cover. You won't see the Xbox in back of it. That's how big the motherboard is. I mean, the system's huge. So I'm like, they didn't think outside the box. They just thought traditional console. That's what they thought. And Xbox was like, And they were smart. And they split the motherboard in half, which helps in cooling because you have a smaller surface. It's so well designed. I'm looking at the Xbox Series X, and I'm like, wow. They did their work on the design with the aluminum structure in the middle where the 2 motherboards live. I'm like, okay, that's extra cooling. Plus the giant copper aluminum block they got on the actual chip. Plus the one fan sucking in all the. I'm like, man, it's small, tiny, quiet, cool. Cooler than the PlayStation now. Like I said, PlayStation's gonna get hotter and louder. They're gonna sound like a jet engine again. And when that happens, guess what's gonna come out? PlayStation 5 Pro and the PlayStation 5 Slim. I will guarantee you a PlayStation 5 Slim's coming. Guarantee. But the Pro, you know what? This is what I'm gonna guarantee also, or maybe not guarantee, but I'm going to try to predict. They're going to bite off of the design of the Xbox Series X in some way. Meaning, I think they're going to do a split motherboard design like the Xbox Series X, just to make it look smaller. Even though if you split the Xbox in half and stack them, it's probably around the same size as the PlayStation 5. But when you look at it, it's a big block, but it still looks smaller. Whatever angle you look at it, profile wise or whatever, still looks smaller. The PlayStation's so huge. So in order to accommodate for more cooling or better cooling in a PlayStation 5 Slim and Pro, they're definitely going to change the design. It's not going to look the same. Nope. Guarantee you that they're going to change the design. I guarantee they'll do a split board design, and I'm trying to think, what shape would they do? You know what I think they'll do? I think they'll do a split board design, but I think they'll do something similar to what they did with the PlayStation 5, where they have the cutout and then the big blower fan inside. But if it's a split board, it'll be half the size of the PlayStation. So it'll be half the size, but boom, that automatically make it smaller and cool better because you're getting the same airflow over the 2 surfaces. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes way more sense than what they did now. And they'll probably do a dual heat sink, one on each side. Honestly, they're just going to bite the exact Series X. I think that's what they're going to do. With the metal bracing on the inside, the metal frame. It makes the most sense. because they didn't do that. They did plastic, then they did the metal shielding, which is a heatsink as well, plus the heatsink. So they didn't do exactly what Microsoft did. Microsoft did a plastic case, and then the inside is just an aluminum frame where the motherboards live, and that acts as active cooling plus the actual heatsink. I was like, yo. I was like, yo, why don't they build computers like that? But computers aren't. There isn't really an issue with cooling in the same way that consoles, because consoles are. I would say they probably run a little bit hotter. In terms, if you want to just do like, side by not side by side, but I guess equal performance, they probably run hotter on a console side. But whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't think I have anything else. Let me see if I had any. I didn't look up any stories this week. Let me see if there's anything popping off. PlayStation and Xbox fans upset following cancellation of PlayStation 4 and Xbox One game. What game is that? Oh, WandaVision. We're not gonna talk about WandaVision because that would be spoiling. What game? Chris announced Tormented Souls. What game is that? I never heard of that game. I don't care about that. We got Scorn coming, baby. What else? I was watching Zack Snyder talking about his Snyder Cut. I was like, I think I'm gonna watch that. But it's 4 hours long. I was like, boy. Starfield leaked screenshots gets Bethesda fan excited. Oh, did you see that? The leaked screenshots for Starfield? It was like a planet or something. Yeah, there it is. Let me find it here. Is that Bing or is that? I don't even know what this is. I think this is yeah, that's Bing. I don't want Bing. I want Google. Here we go. What is that again? Starfield. Screenshots. That's not. There it is. Why don't they have it like right there? It is right there, but there it is. That's the one I saw. Come on. Ah. Give me the pictures. Come on. Why can't I go? Oh, it's a Twitter. It's a Twitter picture. What? Okay. Okay. That looks pretty good. Where is the other one? No, it's not the one. I wanted to look at this one. Why is that so small? That looks pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. Skyrim. Why? Okay, who cares about Skyrim? I was playing Skyrim as well. It's the same picture. But yeah, I mean the reason why this is a Starfield. I guess that's the UI. There's health. There's oxygen. Forgot what else there is here. I think that's the moon cycle, sun and moon. So time of day, whatever. It looks kind of interesting. Even though that's a wackety whack screenshot. What's that? Ooh, look at that. But yeah, so everything I've seen from Starfield, I never saw that one. Everything I've seen from Starfield looks freaking awesome. Not freaking awesome, but awesome enough to be like, huh. It feels like it's like Outer Worlds mixed with, I don't want to say No Man's Sky because it's not that, but I'm highly interested in how they have improved the facial designs and animations of their NPCs. What's this? Is that Starfield 2? That's not Starfield. If this graphics are even a fifth as good as Star Citizen. Yeah, that's Star Citizen. Star Citizen, I ain't gonna lie, Star Citizen looks fly as hell, but it's Star Citizen. The Phantom game. The game that's made $300 million and it still ain't out yet. The game where you want to buy a ship like that cost you about $2,000. I'm like, what? It's ridiculous. Anyway. I think Starfield will be released. I think it might be this year. If they're I don't know. The whatchamacallit. Oh, I wanted to talk about like Game Pass and the Bethesda. sounds like a freaking young adult mystery. Game Pass and the Bethesda. And the denial that a lot of ponies are in, where they're like, oh no, Starfield's gonna be on PlayStation. Elder Scrolls is gonna be on PlayStation. And the more that I think about it, the more that I listen to how Phil Spencer talks about it, which he can't really talk about it because they're basically under NDA until the deal actually goes through legally. They can't say shit. So they've been talking around it. But he did say the one thing where he said, we have PC, we have Xbox, we have the cloud, and he said something else. He said, there's no reason why we need to go on any other platform to satisfy or accommodate what we want to do with the games or something. That was a paraphrasing nightmare. I just butchered it. But he's basically saying that they don't need to go on PlayStation or Nintendo because they are multi-platform. Xbox alone is on different platforms. I mean, that's how he's putting it, right? And it's going to be on PC as well. So it's going to be on Steam. It's going to be on Game Pass on PC. It's going to be on Game Pass on Xbox console. You can buy it on console. And it's on xCloud as well. And so that's 4 places. I mean, 5 if you want to count the different consoles, but let's just count consoles as 1. Console, PC, Game Pass, cloud. That's what they're counting. And so they're like, yeah, we're good. He said that already. Now, that's not saying no, it's going to be exclusive, but if I were Satya Nadella, if I were Phil Spencer, now I know Phil Spencer's a nice guy, and he doesn't want to be deemed as the bad guy, whatever. But this is not his doing. Sony and the ponies have done this. They have said exclusives are important, they matter, which they do. But you don't just rub it in people's face like, oh, we got all the games, we got the best exclusives, blah, blah, blah. You're poking the bull. You're poking the bull with a little red toothpick. The bull's going to be like, oh, you got exclusives, do you? Oh, is that what you have? Okay. I'll be back. And he walks off. And he buys Bethesda. And the bull comes back. Hey, guys. What's up? And everybody like, those games still gonna come, right? Right? They gonna do on PlayStation 2, right? Right? I don't know. Exclusives? Is it exclusive? Are we talk about exclusives anymore? Is that what what are we doing now? Oh, it's not fair now? Oh, wait, was having Spider-Man as an exclusive fair? when Spider-Man was never an exclusive. Y'all realize that, right? The ponies don't say nothing, but Spider-Man was never an exclusive. Spider-Man was on everything. PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360. I think it was on X. It might not have been on Xbox, but it was on Xbox 360, Xbox One. Got Amazing Spider-Man 2. I think that's BC, but it doesn't. No. I think it was a Xbox One version. Never exclusive. Marvel Ultimate Alliance, Spider-Man's in that. That's on Xbox. So Sony's the one who's gatekeeping these things. They started it. If you don't start nothing, there ain't gonna be nothing. Sony started something. So you, when I say you, I mean Sony fans, mainly ponies. You can't sit here and cry about exclusives not coming to PlayStation 5, meaning Bethesda stuff, Doom, Elder Scrolls, Starfield, freaking, what was the other one? Fallout, all the other ones, freaking, yeah, all of them, whatever the Ghostwire people, whatever they make next, that's gonna be exclusive. You can't cry, you can't say nothing, cause you got Spider-Man. Hey, you don't start nothing, there won't be nothing. That's how it is. Y'all started this, and Sony ran with it, and y'all were like, yeah, it's the best. And Xbox is looking at that. It's like, oh, okay, that's how you win. Oh, exclusives. Oh, and I don't know if Phil said exclusives are bad, but what he was saying was, I wish that we didn't have to do exclusives. I wish that we can have the games on all the platforms. That's his hopes and dreams, that someday the video game industry will be this way, where all the games will be everywhere. That's not today. Because if it was today, they wouldn't have spent $7.5 billion on Bethesda. That's a big penis move right there. That's like, yo, my pen is large. My pen is large, and you want to see it? There it is. And then all the ponies is crying because it is so large. It's really big. It's throbbing with the power. Green blood flowing through its veins. And I know I'm going to be playing Starfield on Game Pass. I know that for a fact. I mean, I'm just assuming that the deal goes through and there's no issues. And then there was this lawsuit about Bethesda, class action against Bethesda, and I'm like, okay, that seems real convenient. You know, this whole deal's going through, and then all of a sudden this is coming up, right? So, as I understand it, I don't know what the lawsuit is about, but it was something about the people, I guess, claiming the lawsuit were trying to make sure that they don't get bought up, and then they couldn't sue them or something for something that was kind of already going on. I don't remember what it was, but that's not what's happening. And the way that Microsoft is handling this deal is, I don't think it matters. The lawsuit can still go through and all that stuff. So remember, Microsoft got deep pockets. They'll pay it out, whatever. If it happens, whatever, doesn't matter. Actually, I should read into it, but I guess, you know what? Let's read into it right now. Bethesda class. What? Where's the no? There it is. It's like, really? Let's see here. Bethesda faces broad class action lawsuit over Fallout 4 DLC as Microsoft takeover looms. Okay. Bethesda and its parent companies are about to face some economic question. No problem. While ZeniMax's founder was a lawyer, and he was. RIP. Also known as being litigious as former Oculus chief. attorneys claim legal mistakes that Bethesda has made in the case involving the download content DLC. It isn't yet clear how much financial exposure the company has, but the attorney suing it says it's a lot of money. It's not unreasonable to think it could be $1 billion plus liability, the lawyers claim. What is it though? $810 million at retail price. So it sold 13.5. That's Fallout. I know Skyrim sold more than that. On September 9th, 2 months before the game shipped, the team announced it was selling a season pass for $30 entitled gamers for lifetime DLC. We've always done a lot of DLC in our games. Oh, so wait, since the start of work, DLC will be based on that. So they didn't over the time the DLC statement will get Fallout 4 season pass and get all the Fallout 4 DLC for one special price. It hasn't been revealed how many bought the DLC, but it doesn't increase the price of the season pass to $50. I don't want to read anymore. So I guess they didn't fulfill the promise of. They didn't fulfill the promise of DLC stuff, right? I guess that's what it was. Plot thickens. Wait. All right. So. Falsely advertising. Oh, wait. The X-Law Group filed a lawsuit against Bethesda for false advertising. It's just about right or wrong. From Curtis Thunder. We're forking out money. I'm assuming a large amount of coming in. But what did they do? I don't get it. Download content, functional items. Another game. Fallout. Creation Club. Oh, that's not good. Wait, indistinguishable from Creation Club content. So wait, the content was too similar from the Creation Club stuff? Is that what's going on? Simply put, Bethesda sold the Season Pass with the understanding that it was going to give the holders of the Season Pass any and all DLC content that was going to be created for the game Fallout 4 on a go-forward basis. They released a limited amount of DLC. Then they released a second wave of DLC, but decided to call it the Creation Club content. Oh, and artificially removed it from the definition of DLC, meaning that they promised people at the onset what will give you everything we made, and then they reneged on that promise, and they did so to their benefit or to the detriment of the plaintiffs, so that where they did something wrong, they lied, they took money from gamers, and then they made more money. Okay, that's what it is. So this was the DLC they got for free, and then they made a Creation Club, which was kind of like, and they had to pay for that stuff, I think, right? Was the Creation Club free, or that was you had to pay for that stuff? I don't even know. Okay, I mean, that seems like fancy paint job. Creation Club, fancy paint job. But I mean, is the Creation Club, most of the Creation Club content is created internally with some external partners who have worked on our games and some external creators. Yeah, you know what? I think they should give it to them. They should have had that Creation Club stuff for free. Honestly, but whatever. They got Papa Microsoft there now, so they got Papa Satya pay the bill, so they should be able to get away with it or whatever. Not get away with it, but pay out the lawsuit. I don't know how many people bought into that to the DLC thing, but it doesn't matter. But anyway, I am done for today. I'ma go and play. I'ma go and play. Play. I don't know what the next song. All right, y'all. Appreciate you hanging out. Most definitely. Bonds, appreciate you. Kaijudo, you never sent me the link to that voice actor. See you guys next week. I'm hot and tired. Gonna go inside and play some Xbox. Eat some snacks. Get some brownies, yo. Where'd you get some brownies? But yeah, I'll definitely see you guys next week. One day I'll get a better computer so I can stream